Let's give them a few more minutes to join us because we've only got like 375 so far.
Got a lot of people on, so this is fantastic. Okay, we are there. We're 400, almost 400. Right, we passed 400. Let's start again. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Staff and Management Forum. My name is Amir Dabirian. Most of you know me. I have Romel, Barhanu, Hector, Willie, Joe, Bobbin, Dusty, and Pauline on the call to answer your question. I know there was a lot of questions raised in a staff forum about laptop programs and IT and so forth. I just want to have another IT forum so I can answer all your questions. First of all, thank you all the things you do in this pandemic and what you have done to support the campus. It's been in your shoulders that we've been successful the past year and a half, and I want to thank all of you for your service. Me and the cabinet are extremely, and the president are extremely thankful to everything you do every day, and you have gone beyond and above and beyond to make the campus successful. Thank you. Dusty, put that on. If you have any question, you can start putting it in a Q&A. What I'll do is I will talk about 5-10 minutes about the program, what we have done, and then turn it over to you guys. I really want to do a Q&A. I am excited. This is really exciting because for the first time, we have got a budget to refresh staff or provide a staff with a laptop. You know, staff in the past were given a desktop and that was it. And the pandemic showed us that the desktop alone is not enough to be available to staff. We really need a laptop. And what we have done during a pandemic is provided with a very low-end laptop because that's all we had throughout the process. You couldn't put virtual desktop in your back of your Zoom. If you know, most of you couldn't do that. And there was other features that you missed on your laptop. And also you had your desktop at work and you'd be able, somebody could VPN to the desktop and used it in space. So it wasn't very efficient for doing day to day. So the goal was, now we are, like many institutions, we gone to a new computing, and we are going to provide all staff with laptop. The laptop is a mid-end laptop and is actually folds over, so you can actually have have a touch screen capability. And we are going to replace your desktop with a docking station. And the docking station is what? If you're a PC, you're gonna get your monitors move into a docking station. You will have a keyboard, you have a mouse, your laptop will be closed. You'll be connecting it up to the campus with the internet and network connectivity. And it will suffice when you're on campus, same as your desktop. It will have a same feel and look on a desktop. You'll have a webcam, everything's there. At any time you want to take that laptop home to work virtual setting, you can do so by taking a laptop home and work on it in a virtual setting. Or you can leave it in the office and use it every day, just like your desktop was. If you have security issues, we always can make it secure, because laptop can be security. If you don't, you can always move it to your secure drawer if you want to keep it in that location. Or we can provide security devices that can secure it to your desk. So that can be a role. The goal also is for your file system to move it to the cloud. Most of you use Dropbox. Our goal is to make sure that your desktop files and your laptop files all get consolidated into your Dropbox account. We have unlimited Dropbox for business, which means that you use the security and advantage of the Dropbox business, not the Dropbox consumer, for all of your files with all the security and version control and security of the cloud for your Dropbox. If those of you like admissions and others that need a level 1 access, means you need a data that needs to be highly secure, such as social security numbers, if you have driver license information, credit card information, any of those kind of things that you day-to-day you work with, those files can also have a cloud solution for now it's called File Cloud that we work with you. So we work with you to put those things in a cloud and put your rest of your file with you into Dropbox. Now you can use your laptop anywhere, any place, anytime. When you bring it to work, you connect up to a docking station and it becomes like your desktop. If you want to take it home, you will use it at home with the virtual environment with all your systems and everything added to it. If you want to take it to a meeting, you can take the laptop, disconnect it from a docking, take it to a meeting. It really gives you a different productivity as you have now. So I'm very excited that we can be able to get the budget to do this for all the staff. So every staff will get one and we help you transition into it. Now, the laptop we got is a mid-tier laptop. It's not a low-end laptop. It has enough disk space and storage and everything to really keep you going for at least 3 to 4 years to 5 years on this. So we got something that is, and we will share the model numbers and everything else. We have a website that we're building that will share you what the docking station for you look like and what is the laptop looks like and all that stuff. We have a PC laptop for those that had a PC, and we have a Mac laptop, those have a Mac in that perspective. At any time, if there's a desktop or a desktop that for some strange reason that you really need to keep it because of XYZ, that has to do with your work, please let us know that the laptop does not satisfy what I need to do. Then we will try to look at those for exception, but we're trying to do as less as exception as possible. So all the staff will get it. The MPP or management, some of them got new laptop last year, which was a mid-tier laptop. Some people got it 2 years ago, and some people will get it this year. So not all MPPs will get them because they already had a laptop in a rotation. We want to make sure for all MPPs that your laptop is more powerful than your desktop. So we don't want to replace something for you that you have less powerful than your existing desktop. So we'll do that. We are also on a Macs that don't have a monitor. We're going to give you a 24-inch Dell monitor. We're going to give you a 1080p, good quality, high resolution Dell monitor that will last you a long time. And we will install a webcam on the top. So that's the new model. I'm really excited because I think it's really going to change the way we do things. And also, we will ask you, the laptops are coming in. So we will make an appointment with you or contact you via email that you can come and pick your laptop now. You don't have to wait until you come back on July 1st or whenever you're coming back to the campus. So you could come now, and then we have our technician work with you to make sure your files on your desktops and your laptops are integrated into it to Dropbox, and then we will remove the desktop and we'll replace it with the docking station. By that, any question? I'm gonna stop here and take any questions that you guys have. The goal is to have everything done in the summer the best we can, but it may bleed over to next year to fall if there was not enough time for us to do it. We're hoping to get all of our laptops in by June. We're already getting some of it now in May. So as we get them, we start deploying them. So you're gonna get an email from us, deployment, and the first deployment is come and pick up your laptop. Then we integrate your files into Dropbox. Then we'll talk about once your files are out of your desktops, we will replace your desktop with a docking station. So when you come back to work in July 1st, those of you coming back to work in July 1st, will have your docking station available for you. If we haven't converted you or we haven't got to you, continue using your desktop, continue using your laptop until we get to you to get that process done. Again, I'm gonna stop here and answer any question that comes to you. So let's stop and get question. Again, I'm very excited. This is the first time we have done this for staff, and now we're moving to a model of, that is really set up that you can work any place, anytime, any place, and really help us for the future.
Okay, first question is from Kathy Schnabel. How will the laptop be secured at the office if we want to leave it at the office?
So this is what I said a couple of minutes ago, Kathy. What we'll do is you have two choices. Either you can secure it yourself. That means you can disconnect it, put it in a drawer, which is have a key on it, or places that you think is secure. Or we can give you a security. We can give you a security device that will connect it to your that you can connect it to your desk.
Pat Balderas is asking, are they Dell laptops?
Yes, they are Dell laptop. They are Dell laptops, absolutely.
Elaine Dixon, Elaine Dixon is having issues with her account. So I think hopefully someone can help her out in the background. Brad Anderson is asking, does staff include the director and the coordinator?
Everyone. The staff includes everyone. If you already have a laptop is adequate, we're not going to replace you. If you did not, we'll give you a new laptop.
Madison Grader's question is, they have a department where more than 10 employees share one desktop computer. Some, not all of their departments are interested in having individual laptops assigned with one shared docking station or monitor. Will this be possible for some of these departments?
Yes, we should. I know for Fiscal Plan Madison, but what we're going to do is actually we're going to have a meeting with Fiscal Plan to see what's the best situation for your trade and all your people in there. We may have a couple of docking station and give you laptop individually to individuals, or we can have, maybe we can have a desktop, we can exception a desktop for you guys to leave it as it is. So we will work with you. We will follow up with your department. So maybe we can come to your management meetings and actually decide what direction is best for Fiscal Plan. And custodians.
Kayla Schneller has a pretty good question. Will we be able to save everything on our desktop computer before the change?
Okay. The question is, your desktop computer is your desktop computer. So what we'll do is we're not going to remove anything out of your desktop computer. We're going to take all the things in your desktop and move it to Dropbox in a cloud. And if you had a laptop was a loaner that we gave you, we help you to move those to the cloud in the Dropbox. Now it's in a Dropbox, and then your new laptop get connected to it, so all your files will be available. We have technician help you through this process.
Thank you. Ayana Smith is asking, will these laptops be provided to staff in ASC and sponsored programs?
Very good question. ASC is again ASC. It's not part of us. It is even part of a campus, but it is part of auxiliary. So one of the things we're going to work with, as always I work with, is we work with ASC to see if they can parallel what we do on campus. So I am going to reach out to Chuck and see if they want to parallel what we do on campus to be able to support you guys. So I don't know the answer yet because we cannot use the money that we have to pay for ASC laptops, but usually we have the same process and they usually mirror the campus. So I'm going to talk to Chuck to see if that can be done. We'll take that on as an action item.
Alina Clavel is asking, if we currently have a Dell workstation but would like a Mac, they're working on a MacBook at home, would we be able to make that request?
What we did was, we purchased based on people was a PC on PC. But if there's an efficiency here and through your MPP or manager, I would submit a request. And if we are able to do it, we'll make a switch for you.
Thank you. Robert Pierce is asking, will they come with cases?
Yes, we are going to give you a laptop case. Yes. It's not going to be a fancy one, but it's going to be a case.
Diana Ruiz is asking, what if your department purchased 2 monitors and a specialized roller mouse? Can these items still be used?
Yes, absolutely. We move your 2 monitors into your docking station and we move your roller mouse into your docking station. Absolutely. You can continue using those.
This next question is similar to the previous one. Will we have a choice of Mac laptops?
What we're doing is, again, for PC users, we're keeping PC, Mac users, we're keeping Macs. If there's going to be a cross, we have to see what is our inventory looks like. And if we are able, we definitely will make you switch we will be able to do that. So please submit your order to your management or your DITCs, and we will, or when a time comes, ask for that you want to make a switch, and then we'll see if the inventory is there, and we'd be happy to do it.
Okay. The next question is from Fran Petrella. It sounds like they're using a network file share. What if most of the files we use are on the W drive?
Again, what we're trying to do is you can mimic the same thing. We will work with you that there's no difference between a laptop and a desktop, you know, when you're looking at what the computing is. So we can set it up in the same way that you had it set up at your current place, your desktop. So
Thank
that should not change. Hector, do you have anything else you want to add to that?
No, that covers it, Amir. That's good.
Thank you. Andrew Ross is asking what size in gigabytes are the SSDs in the laptops we are getting assigned?
Hector, could you talk about the
Sure. The specs? Sure. So in the past, we've always gotten the lower specs, like Amir said, but this time around, because they are desktop replacements, we are getting 500 gig NVMe drives. The NVMe drives are super fast, read and write. And also we bumped up the memory to 16 gigs of RAM.
So pretty much you can do anything in these drives. I mean,
Yep.
You can run almost any application. They're excellent laptops, and it should last you a long time.
Thank you. Paul Avedisian is asking, what is the max number of monitors or displays supported by the docking station?
Hector, you want to take that?
Sure. The docking stations that we got support up to 2 monitors.
Thank you. Mark Hebda is asking, what are the specs for the laptop? It was mentioned that it would be better than the desktop. Would it have 16 gigs of RAM? My desktop currently has 16 gigs of RAM.
Hector just said it. It does have 16 gigs of RAM. We read your mind.
Good one. Emmeline is asking, do you recommend we take the laptop to our class?
Yes, you can. Again, if you're teaching, take it to your class, take it to your meeting. Excuse me. Take note on it. They are light. They are light to take with you to the meetings. They are light. They can flip, so you can actually use touch screen, or you can use your hand if you want to write and annotate. So it is designed. You can take it to a meeting. You can take it to a class anywhere you want. Yep, that's what it's designed for.
Thank you. Diana Ruiz is asking, again, similar, what size is the laptop? I'm not sure if Hector said 13-inch.
I haven't, but we're getting the 13-inch MacBook Pros, and the Dells are 14-inch.
Thank you. Eugene is asking, is there a high-end laptop option for video editors and application developers?
Absolutely. We did buy higher laptops, both from PC and Mac side. So the answer is yes. If your desktop is already designed for a higher end, we will give you the higher end equivalent laptop.
Mandy Horak has a good question. I currently have a laptop and no desktop. Will I receive a new laptop? Will I also receive a docking station?
Okay, so I would tell you, if your laptop that you have is less than 3 years old, or is not powerful, then you get a new one. If or greater than 3 years old and it's not powerful, you get a new one. Or you got to loan it. If you got one already, we're definitely going to give you a docking station. So you're going to get a docking station for sure. But the question is your laptop age and power. We don't know that. That's has to be checked with Hector and let you know.
Thank you. Katie Savant is asking if our office would like to move from PC to Mac due to working on Macs at home. Is that possible? So very similar to a previous question.
Yeah, again, we're trying to limit all of that the best we can. So submit your request, those of you that are in that road, and we will study it and look at how much inventory we have. If it's possible, we'll do it. If it's not possible, we consult back to you and saying this is not possible at this time. Again, we went on purchase based on that, but we did put extra on each side. So we do have leadway to do it, but we don't have it as much leadway that everybody, if 20% want to switch from PC to Mac, we can't do it. But there's only 2% want to switch from PC to Mac or 3%, we can. So that's why once you're connected, we will try to do our best. So please let Hector know, and we will do our best to accommodate you.
Yeah, I'm going to skip a similar question regarding the network file shares, as well as the how many monitors can be accommodated by the docking stations at SU. Question from Stephanie Wilson: will dual monitors still be available? If you have dual monitors, we'll connect those. Calvin Chen is asking, after re-entry back to campus, if all of the employees are using the Zoom meeting with video in the same time, will we have the concern on internet bandwidth or traffic?
We don't have to worry about that. Billy is here. I can answer that. Billy, our bandwidth is pretty good, right?
Yes, we have a 10 gig bandwidth that's the dual redundant, and then Scenic, our ISP, also has over 100 gig bandwidth connecting to the internet. So we have plenty of bandwidth.
Yeah, very fast. Dolores Kimball is asking, will laptops come already installed with standard apps like VPN, Acrobat, etc.?
Hector, you want to take that?
Sure. The laptops will be imaged with our standard suite of apps, Office, all the productivity apps, Zoom, Global Protect, VPN. The one that we may not be able to put on there just because you need to accept the licensing is the Adobe desktop app, the Adobe Creative Cloud app. But that's a simple install.
Thank you. Heather Richards Siddons is asking, if our existing desktop is better than the rollout laptop, how will that issue be addressed?
It will not. The current desktop should not be more than better than your laptop. If it is, we are going to make sure your laptop, you get a new laptop that to replace it. So the goal is all laptop would be better than the desktop.
I have a good question from Vanessa Rubenfield. Can we use our monitors from home as well?
Monitors at home?
Yeah, if when they get the laptop and they bring it home, they can connect that to.
Yes, of course, you can always do that. The question came in a faculty forum for you guys. It was, do we get a docking station at home if you have a monitor, for example, and things at home? And we haven't addressed that yet. So once we answer that question to see how that's going to be done, we will get back with you. I have an idea what we're going to do, but we have to look at the overall impacts of it, and we'll get back to you.
And Amir, I want to add something. So the laptop that we're purchasing, you can connect the monitor directly to the laptop, and sometimes without a docking station or an adapter. You should be able to just connect directly, because there are plenty of ports on the laptop as an I/O port or video port.
Thank you. Thanks for the clarification. Michelle Schwartz was asking about the file share, so we answered that already. But her second question is actually pretty good. I have a printer connected to my desktop. Will this work with my new laptop?
The answer is yes. We can, you can connect up to a docking station and it work the same.
Let me see here. What's next? How will the software updates be handled, from Todd?
Todd, everything's going to be the same. Once you bring it, we're trying to push it to as much as we can when you're on campus. We're trying to update your image, and same thing as you did. And when you're off campus, we ask you to, if you keep it 5 or 6 days off campus, if you bring it back on the campus, gets updated. You're still having the same as a virtual. Hector, can you elaborate on that more?
Yeah, I want to clarify a little bit on that too. We're able to push updates while you're on campus, and now we're also able to push updates off campus.
Perfect.
Using what's called Intune and SCCM co-management.
That's great. Thank you, Hector, for clarifying that.
Let me see here. Kate Guerrero is asking, if you have a new staff member that does not have a desktop yet, do you still put in a request for a new system, or will they automatically be included in the rollout? Good question.
Any new staff member will get this combination from now on. The goal is not to have any more desktop deployed on campus.
Okay, Marge Titular is asking a good question. Most of our staff have very old 19-inch monitors. Will we be upgraded to 24-inch monitors?
At this time, we did not purchase any extra monitors for PCs unless they die and we replacement. At this time, we have enough to replace the Mac monitors because Macs come in all in one. And so that's how it is. I think in a future, we're looking at a monitor upgrade. And that's something that I'm looking at when we're gonna do the monitor upgrades. At this time, it's not in our plan. Those of you who have PCs will keep your old monitors.
Oliver Avila has a good question. What are the procedures if a laptop is misplaced or stolen?
Hector has a process for that. Hector, do you want to talk about it?
Yep. So it all starts by contacting the help desk right away. If your laptop is stolen, we're going to ask you for a police report number because we need to document that. And then you're going to be asked to fill out a form stating what type of data is on the actual laptop.
Thank you.
Yep.
And Andrea Hyde has a good question. Will cashiering receipt printers be compatible with the new laptops or on the docking station?
For specialized places, at this time, if we can do the dock, sometimes in some places we may not be able to roll out laptop because they're very specialized. And those cases we'll keep the desktops, but 99.99% of things are easy to do along replacement. Easy to replacing a laptop with a desktop. So we will study it and let you know about your cashiering printer. If it's not possible, or there are chances that it's not, as I said, I don't think there is one that is not possible because most of these are USBs or just standard IO ports. If there is not possible, then we have you remain the desktop or keep the desktop. We're still going to assign you a laptop along with your desktop, but you will keep a desktop for office for cashiering.
Thank you. This is a good VPN question from Chris Reyes. There are times where our test environments for PeopleSoft have only been accessible via remote connection to my desktop computer at my workstation. I believe some of these environments were only meant to be accessed while on campus. With this new laptop, will there be ways to access these test environments from home?
Our answer would be yes. We are looking at how we can make that possible. So Willie, do you want to take that on or just say?
Yeah, certainly. We will because of the connectivities and then the initial protections. That's the connection that was coming from campus. For the laptop, you will still probably need to VPN as part of the campus and then connect to those testing resource site. But we will accommodate and make changes towards those recommendations and requirements.
So we will have it available to you. Basically, you will. Chris, was it Chris? Chris, you.
Yes. Chris Reyes.
Yeah, Chris Reyes. You have an ability to do this, but you don't go to your desktop. The desktop's no longer there.
Thank you. Scott Peterson has a good clarification question. Will we then return the low-end laptops we received? Yes.
The goal is to return your low-end laptop. We are going to give you time to turn them in, but we like you to turn them in the summer.
Here's a question from the library from Mike DeMars. The library is going to start repopulating June 1st. Can we start upgrading in June?
The answer is yes. We're going to try to get upgrade as fast as I can, Mike. And so we will, if we need to, we may push you in front so you guys can get it faster. So absolutely.
Thank you. Here's an information security question from Diana Malinao. Is a document with last 4 digits of SSN level 1 data?
Rohani, you want to answer that or you want me to answer it?
I can try and then you can complement.
I can answer it.
Just the last 4 digits alone is not level 1 data.
Yeah. Berhan is correct. Last 4 digits alone is not a level 1 data, but combined with other data could be considered level 1. So for example, if you combine that, your name, last name, address, and other things that somebody can financial gain, then it could be a level 1. So you have to see what is it by itself is not.
Thank you. Noel Runcie has a good question. Can we get multiple power adapters, one for home and one for the office?
Hector, do you want to take that on?
Sure. In the office, you won't need it because you're gonna be plugged into the docking station. That powers your laptop. So the adapter that comes with the laptop, you can probably take it home if you want.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Rosie is asking if we pick up the laptop before July 1st, will a separate appointment be made for IT to pick up my desktop from my office?
Hector can answer that. Hector, you want to say that?
Yes. So after we have helped you migrate your files to Dropbox or FileCloud, whichever, depending on the data, the next step is to pick up your desktop, and we'll be making an appointment for that. So we won't pick it up unless your files are migrated.
Thank you. Melanie's question was regarding VPN, the need to VPN to campus workstation. I believe you guys answered that already. Let's go on to Kate Guerrero's question. Can you repeat what you said about MPP laptops that were replaced in the last year?
If you got an MPP and you replaced last year, we are not going to replace it because we gave you a mid-size version of the laptop, which was better than what your desktop was. So the answer is no, we will not replace it.
Thank you. We're getting some comments and thank yous. Let me see here. Howard Chang said, some of us have office purchased iMac. Will we be issued an iMac?
No, you won't be issued an iMac, but we will replace it with MacBook Pro.
Thank you. Sanjay McDonald is asking, will the laptops come with laptop bags? I believe that was answered already by Amir. Let's see here. Diane Mazzi is asking, can you use the dock at any office or can it only be used in your office location?
I mean, the dock comes in here. You can move it from place to place, but the advantage of that would be the accessory that connects to it, right? You don't want to move the accessory with you from places to places.
Oh, here's a good clarification question from Kate Guerrero. What about college issued desktop computers that are used by student assistants?
We are trying to, at this point, we're not addressing those. At this point, we're not addressing those. We're leaving those alone. But we will gonna, on a second round of this, Kate, we're gonna address those. So at this point, we're leaving them alone.
Yeah, this is very similar to Howard's question. Some of us have office purchase iMac. Will we be issued a MacBook Pro? So it's
yep.
Are student employees receiving equipment as well? From Anthony Fang.
As student employees, the goal is whatever they had before at this point, we're not trying to change that. We're leaving them alone. If they're using a common desktop, they come and get it, they can do that. You know, students, what we have been asking is part of our Titanware and a laptop program, we're asking all the students to have their own laptop. So they can actually bring their laptop in and use it if they wanted to. And if you guys need a docking station for a student so they can bring their laptop in and use it, that's fine. But for now, we're not, from our perspective, at this point, we are not going there.
Thank you. Gloria was asking about if you have a PC, can you request a MacBook? I believe you answered that already.
I answered that. Yep.
Your PC. Diane's question. Okay, let me make sure I get this. She mentions they've got a reception desk where their student workers sit when they're in the office,
Right.
but the coordinator also may sit there when the students are not in the office. Can we have a docking station installed at this desk, but also keep the desktop for the students?
The answer is yes.
Okay.
The answer is yes, absolutely. Because the coordinator get a docking station and the students would remain with their old desktop, and that's fine, perfectly fine.
Karen's asking about who else will be able to access my files in the cloud.
You are, again, Dropbox is your account and you have access to it. You're responsible for it, just like any other things, like the iCloud that you get from your Apple, your Dropbox account, all of those are, you're the only one who have access to it, unless you give access to others.
Well, Brooke Fessler Owens has a similar IT request question. How can we prioritize new employees with no existing desktop computers to get set up?
Yeah, send it to us. If there are new employees and really needed it, we may give them priority so we can get them moving faster.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Elaine-
If they don't
Elaine-
have anything, we need to get them something. So if we need to get them something, we need to get them their new device and laptop and docking. And we want to set them up with Dropbox Pro.
Thank you. Yeah, and I believe Hector put in the comments, a department IT coordinator still needs to submit the
Yeah,
request.
you submit it.
That's
and
right.
we'll try to
We
get
still
it.
need that official request. Yeah.
Elaine was asking if it would be possible to VPN into the campus network from home. Yes, that I believe that was answered already. Stephanie Wilson's asking, for offices that have student assistants, will there be a desktop still allowed in the office for them to use, or will all desktops be replaced?
No, at this time for a student assistant, they're using the desktop, we're leaving those alone. We're leaving those desktops alone at this time.
Rachel Lasser is asking, will users who currently don't have a rollout desktop get the email for the laptop upgrade? So you answered that already. It's a different process for those. Jeffrey's asking, for faculty or staff who have purchased software on their desktop, will IT help with migrating these software programs onto the new laptop?
We will. Hector.
Yeah, we'll help out as long as we have the original media that you used to install it and the license key. I'm assuming if you bought the software, you have a license key for it. So yeah, we'll
Okay.
assist with all that.
Thank you. I don't think you mentioned this in your comments about the hardware. Toro 4 is asking, will these be the M1 MacBooks?
That for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we're getting M1 with 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gig storage.
Brad Anderson's question, I'm not sure exactly what the scenario is, but he says we have 4 laptops used for sales competitions and support to students. Are those going to be replaced? So I'm not sure if they were issued by rollout. If not, then no.
Yeah, Romel's right. If it's not issued up through us in the refresh, you can keep remaining it and you can continue.
Nate Nguyen has a good point. What liability do staff have when transporting laptops between work and home? What if they get stolen?
Hector answered that already.
I can reiterate that part. So when the laptop gets stolen now, you first of all, you have to call the help desk, contact the help desk right away. One of the things that we're going to ask you for is a police report number, and also have you fill out a form that spells out what type of data was on there. And then after we receive those items, and then we'll look at issuing you another laptop. So again, I want to differentiate between being stolen and losing it or breaking it. Those are different issues that we have to deal with on a case-by-case basis.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I have a question regarding storage from Sanjay McDonald. Regarding Dropbox, is that the preferred cloud solution? If we want to go full Microsoft Teams platform, can we move everything to Microsoft OneDrive? Is that also unlimited storage?
Hector can answer that, but I don't believe OneDrive is unlimited storage.
Yeah.
OneDrive is 1 terabyte of storage. Yeah, and you have the option. You can use Dropbox or OneDrive. I mean, they're both there available for you.
Yeah, we like to do Dropbox because it's
Mhm.
it's more convenient, and also we want to do Dropbox with unlimited, and also Dropbox Business has more security.
Yeah, that's a
But
good
if
point,
you
Amir.
really prefer to use OneDrive and that's what you want, please all use it. You already have it.
VJ Quan Roberts is asking, are temps going to get laptops as well?
At this point, if you have, again, if you have somebody leaving and you have a temp in place of them, you can always assign a laptop to that person because it's temporary replacing somebody. If there was an occasion that you really need another temp for 6 months, let us know. We will happy to provide you with a dock and a laptop. We're trying to avoid, moving to a desktop situation at this point.
Thank you.
Except for student assistants or other things that are very, the goal of this, again, a goal of us is if there's a pandemic, We can take our laptop and go home, and we can use it. If you want it at any time, you want to come back to the campus, you can use it on campus. You can take it to the virtual environment. You can take it in a conference room and use it. You can take it to a classroom and use it. You can use it anywhere. So the goal of us to give you that mobility that we need in case of a pandemic or returning back. So that's the advantage of doing this way.
Thank you. Carlos Lay has a good question. If our current laptop is deemed sufficient and will not be replaced, will we just receive a docking station and monitor for our current laptop?
Your current desktop. Yes. Carlos, you're absolutely right, except the last piece. Yes, we will take your desktop and replace it with a docking station and a monitors, and so you can bring your laptop and plug it in your office.
Yeah, and again, the monitors is just for those with the iMac, and then for those
24-inch Dell monitor. Yeah.
Let's see here. Emilio Gasco has a good question. If we are getting a Mac laptop, why do we need a webcam on our monitors?
Well, it's a great question, because what you do is when you get a docking station, you close your laptop. You can do two models. You can open your laptop, so you have a monitor on your laptop and a secondary monitor on the side, okay? And you have a webcam on it. But if you want to use it as a desktop concept, you close your laptop, right? Use a new keyboard, mouse, monitor, and a webcam on top of it. That's why you need a webcam. And we wanted to give you a better quality webcam so we can use it more for a multi-modality.
Thank you. Margaret Lutzi has a question. Will we be notified individually about picking up the laptop or having the docking station installed in our office? Or will this be coordinated through our department head or lead?
I'll start and take it to Hector. You know, the way we are set it in an email was that you be contacted individually, and then we will have you pick up the laptop, and then we coordinate that the desktop and Dropbox. Hector, is that correct, or you want to correct me?
Right, that's correct. We're going to be reaching out through email individually or in a group, but either way, we're targeting. Yep.
Thank you. Katie McGill has a good question. Will we be able to keep our desktop keyboard if we prefer for typing?
Absolutely.
VJ Roberts is asking.
Actually, tell you, we could, we made it, we can keep your old mouse and keyboard in there and your monitor, because you could do that. It can all be plugged in.
Thank you. Vijay Kwan Roberts is asking, will the new laptops come with Adobe Reader, a PDF file merger software, and a built-in camera? My current desktop does not have a camera.
Well, remember that all laptops have a camera built into them. The answer is yes. Adobe Creative Cloud give you the high-end PDF reader and writer. So you can have, that's free to all of you.
Yeah, I think Lizette's question was answered already. Jennifer Balderay is asking, will headsets be provided?
Remember, when we provided you with a headset for the virtual environment, we gave anybody needed one. So if you have one, bring it back to you. If you really need it in your office for Zooming, we'd be happy to give you another headset. So you let us know. That feature that we gave was available during pandemic. We're going to continue providing those services.
Thanks, Warren. Yeah, and remember, you can request them through device request. And as a reminder, if you haven't seen the emails, device request has moved down to the basement of Pollock Library South. Ryan Dickey's asking, what is the process for lost or broken laptops?
I think Hector talked about it. This is the third time.
Stephanie Thames is asking, what is the graphics and processor information for the laptop? So it varies.
Hector, do you want to say the processor for the laptop on a PC and a processor for laptop for the Mac, please?
Sure. On the PC side is we're using the i5 with built-in graphics, Intel graphics, and on the Mac, the M1s it's a system on chip, meaning that the processor, graphics unit, and memory and storage are all on one chip. So it's a special Apple design.
Okay, so for the next question, Julie Bissell, I think I should show the image that we have. Does the Mac laptop fold up and insert in the docking station? So why don't I share the conceptual image that we have of the The laptop is on the left side, you see, and there's the existing monitor, and the docking station is on the right side as well. So hopefully that provides some clarification. And then what Amir was mentioning earlier, you could put a webcam here in the middle of the monitor to give you a lot more flexibility and be able to work in different modalities. So hopefully that was helpful. Juanita's question, I think, was answered already. Do these new Dell laptops have a removable keyboard similar to the Surface? I would like the option of using my own keyboard. Yeah, that was answered already. You can. VJ Quan Roberts has a good question. Are the laptops going to go through dual authentication process as well?
I'll answer that. So it depends on the risk factor of that particular laptop. If it is accessing sensitive data, and then it's a high value data, then yes, they will require multi-factor authentication to log into the laptop.
Yeah, I think we did that on a almost 99% of people have to go on campus. So the answer is, but you get a 5 days. So same thing as we get away. So
Amir, this might be the one that, for example, HR accessing certain, and then so their
they're
desktop
lower,
devices will need to log on during the logon process. They'll get a dual prompt.
Right. But on an average person will do dual authentication similar as you did at home.
That's correct.
Scott Peterson is asking a question that you answered already. If we want a docking station at home as well, will IT purchase that? Not at this time. We're looking.
Yeah.
We're looking at solutions for that.
Scott, we'll answer that. We're creating a website that we will let everybody know, and all those Q&As in there. This is one of them that both faculty forum and staff forum asking, how do we deal with a home docking station? And we'll answer that.
I'm not sure what clarification Vijay Kwan Roberts is asking. To whom do we submit the request? Because there was the IT request that you guys mentioned earlier.
You don't need to do a request. If you already have a station, a desktop assigned to you, we will reach out to you when the time comes to come and pick up your laptop. And then we give you time to turn in your temporary laptop. Those of you had a temporary laptop. And then we coordinate with you for Dropbox migration, and also we coordinate with you with a desktop removal and a docking station. So you know exactly when that goes to place.
Yeah, and Vijay submitted a follow-up question. Vijay, the usual process for ordering machines is through the IT request process that's available to IT coordinators for each department. So it's not an email, it's a form that's available to you to fill out. Let me skip through. Nina Garcia is asking, once you receive the laptop, are you able to buy back your desktop? Good question.
I can answer that. The answer is no. Sorry, Nina. State does not allow us to sell back anything that a state purchased and a state tagged. You got to go through, what we do is if we anytime want to sell it anything, we have to go through auction process, very complicated process. So unfortunately the answer is no.
Thank you. Michelle Swartz has a similar question as others. I will be going on leave July 1st. Is there a way to make sure the switch to the new laptop can happen before then, so I am ready to go after leave?
If there is something like that, I think you should send a request in so we can move your priority forward so we can get it done. So I would send something to Hector Ramirez and explain the situation.
Thank you. Here's a good quick question from Andrew Ross. Will our laptops be domain joined?
Yes.
You saw the nodding from the staff, from Hector's and everybody. The answer is yes.
Gwen Dak is asking, currently their department cannot access specialized programs due to firewall issues. How will that be addressed? So I think that we're going to have to follow up.
Those are case by case. You really need to go through with Hector, then Willie, and see how those things are done. So please contact.
Mike August has a good question. What is happening with part-time faculty?
Part-time faculty, I said it in a faculty forum. What I said to them was part-time faculty can get a laptop. And they go through a process. We have a link, they ask for it, the chair approves it, they get a laptop, and up to department, how they want to deploy it in. If the department wants to replace their desktops current desktops in their offices with a docking station, we can do so. And then the part-time faculty can come in and plug in their laptop into it. The laptop we're giving them is slightly lower spec than what they will get from the regular staff and faculty. And the laptop they get the length of their contract. So they can borrow it or use it during their contract. So if they got a semester contract, they can have it for 1 semester. If they are yearly contract, they get 1 year. If they're 3-year contract, they get 3 years of usage of that.
Thanks, Amir.
But it has to be approved by the chair and requested by them.
So we've got 5 minutes left. So let me try to see how many of these questions I can go through more. How is the rollout happening? Janet Aguirre Rocco is asking, is it college by college or another process?
We haven't, the priority, our goal is to get everything done as many we can. So that's the goal. Our other goal is let's try to get the people that had lower priority laptops, the temporary laptop, let's try to get them. But we are looking at efficiency, what we can do. So we will have a plan in the website to tell you exactly how the priorities are done. We are looking at 2 or 3 different priorities, but for sure the initial priority was the people had lower end laptops and lower desktops, if you can get them done first so they can utilize the laptop right away. That was the goal.
Thanks, Amir. Rob Woodine is asking if the laptops support global monitors.
Yep.
Fran Petrella is asking about peripherals. When working from home, can a keyboard and mouse be connected to the laptop? I need to have access to a 10-key pad.
Mouse and the keyboards are not that expensive, and we did that. We provide through pandemic. So if you needed one, headset, mouse, keyboard, any of those things can be requested, and we'll be providing one for you.
Thank you. Paul Avidian has a similar question that was asked from the faculty side. How many and what type of outputs are available on the docking station?
What was it, Hector? You want to answer that?
Sure. The docking stations have 4 USB inputs, along with 2 monitor outputs and an Ethernet adapter.
Thank you. Gene Hoda has a good question. Will we be required to sign off on any form to be allowed to take the laptop home after July 1st?
Hector, you want to say that?
Yep, we have a standard form. It's called a property receipt form that everyone that gets issued a laptop signs.
And it's electronic, right?
Electronic. We don't print.
Rohit Murarka has a good question here. How do we let you know if our current desktop is better than the new laptops? Because most of our department analysts are on 32 gigs of RAM.
Well, please contact us. We would know if you have a desktop that did we issue that desktop? The question is if your department bought a desktop. So if you got a desktop that you replaced and your department paid for it, we want your department to continue paying for it. We'll talk about it. What are we going to do these one-offs? So we will work with your department to see what is a recommendation for that. We do have extra laptop that we will try to replace, but sometimes we may have to leave you with a desktop at this point, because that was not purchased through a rollout funds, and also it was done by department. And also, we do not have a laptop of that level to do that. So we will work with you. So all of those going to get, deal with one at a time.
Thank you. Adriana Badillo has a similar question as what was asked earlier. What are the options for ASC staff? And I believe Amir said he was going to be talking to Chuck Kissel.
Yeah, I'll talk to Chuck Kissel.
Rachel Lasser is asking a question regarding information security. I'm thinking, Burhana, you could probably follow up with her after this, but she's asking, can you clarify what types of level 1 data can be saved in the new file cloud system, and what level 1 data cannot be saved on campus resources?
Okay, Billy and Burhana, you can say that if I'm right, all level 1 data can be, there's no types of them, all level down data will be saved, can be saved in a file cloud.
It can be saved in the file cloud, but my reminder for everyone is, if you are accessing level 1 data in system of record, leave it alone. there's no need to move it, to relocate to other resources. But if you have a file on your devices, if it is level 1, we'll move it to file cloud.
Yeah, we move it in file cloud, but that means that you have to, again, one of the things that when we move you to the file cloud, we want to look to see why do you want to keep it on your laptop device. As Berhanu said, you should not keep anything in your laptop device, even using a file cloud. You know, unless you're manipulating something with level 1, and then you should bring it down, keep it on file cloud, manipulate it, delete it, or keep it in a way that is not as critical by removing the SSNs or other things in there. So there's a process you got to do that, you know, for you to because no matter what, how we secure everything, secure at rest, secure in transit, but your account may not be secure sometimes if you got, you know, there's other ways to get into your data. So what we want is we want to make sure that you know, maybe you have high-end, you know, dual security, Rachel, and all other things. So it's a great question, Rachel, and I think you got to, when we come to you to look at level 1, I think we need to look at them one at a time.
And I want to add one more thing is about we still are complying with the FERPA, PCI, and the HIPAA regulations. So whichever things that it is, that we're still, the campus still applying, the department still complying. It's not just because of file cloud can host a level 1 data, then we're not going to comply to those regulations.
Thank you. You know, we're at our time, but I think there's this one question that Deanna Leone asked that I think we should answer. Can we get administrative rights to our laptops? Because I'm struggling to make changes and configurations on the laptop issued to me this year. I think that was the emergency laptop that didn't have administrative rights.
The answer is yes, Hector, right? You get administrative right
Yep,
to your,
that's right.
your new laptop.
Okay, so since we are at time, we do have some questions still remaining, but we do know who you were that sent it. So the plan for us would be,
let's wait a few minutes and answer those questions just to make sure we cover everything.
okay, then.
Thank you, Amir. Thank you.
Thank you. So Robert Pierce has a good question for information security. Existing data security trainings do cover this, but are there going to be any required refresh trainings on security best practices like locking when leaving your machine, especially when off campus?
Berhanu?
We will conduct additional training. You know, there are information security trainings that are available through ETC, but we will definitely plan for additional trainings now once we go to the laptop only model.
Thank you. Bunny Casas has a question regarding student worker desktops. What about student worker desktops? Can we request redeployed computers to replace those?
We have done that in the past. We replaced and we redeployed. So we have done it in the past. So I think you could do that if there's very old. And especially now that we can have a lot of desktops, we may have more of those available for student workers.
Okay. And I think that like some of these other questions you guys were just answered. Paul is asking, well, Paul asked about the ports, but he's also asking, will they come with a stylus?
I don't think we have a stylus attached to it. No, we don't. Those are a standard, doesn't have the standard stylus. You can use any kind of a, you know, pen stylus you want.
Yeah. Mike August is asking about department workstations, so they're not part of this. Oh, Stephanie Thames is asking, what about desktops in research labs?
But remember, desktops in research labs was bought by research money. So I think those things need to be addressed one at a time. When we talked about faculty laptop, we didn't talk about research. Some of the research, you know, needs to remain the same. But, you know, as things move on, because again, it's a common desktop that a lot of people use it. So it's probably more efficient to keep that desktop in a place than try to have 4 or 5 different workstations. So the answer is we'll leave it as is for now. This is not part of our scope.
Thank you. Andrea Huberg has a good clarification question regarding Dropbox. Will we only be using Dropbox for the transition process, or do we have to use it for everything after the transition?
I strongly recommend everyone using Dropbox for everything because it will keep it in the cloud. You have version control. You have access to it everywhere, any place. You cannot lose the information because it's all backed up in a cloud. So I strongly recommend you to do this. This is, again, it makes life such easy when you use Dropbox. I mean, you can have it on your iPad, you can have access to it, your iPhone, you can have it, you know, everywhere, at home, on a web. So it's really makes it a lot easier and more protected. You have a protection on it.
Thank you. Gabby Biasi has a good question. When will Titanware become enforced?
We are doing it right now. It's a laptop program for students. Again, we are not, again, enforcement is not an enforcement. What we're telling the students required for their success. So we are pushing it to all our new students. We're pushing it to all of our, continuing students. We also have a loaner program for people in financial need. And we have loaner program on a short-term basis, all available in fall. So our goal is to have it available everywhere in fall. And we are telling our student, the faculty may require it to bring it to your class. And if you require it to bring your class, then you should take your laptop in it. And if you don't have one, you can always borrow a short-term, or you can get one long-term because of your financial need. Or if you don't want to buy one and you don't have one, you can get it through the bookstore at a discounted price.
Thank you. Michelle Schwartz is asking, how do we know if our desktop is department issued or university issued?
If you have a desktop that is a standard desktop, it's probably university issued. If you have any doubt, you send it to Hector or JP, Marcus, and they will tell you.
Thank you. Here's a good question from Naomi Shibley. Are these Dell laptops different than the ones we got as a device request for working from home?
Oh yes, oh yes. You got apples and oranges. So you got, instead of getting a very low end basic model that does not run half the softwares, you will get something in a mid-size to a high end that can do almost any computing you need.
Thank you. Elizabeth Morales, I think this is for the faculty choices. Regarding the new fall 21 faculty hires, is or when will the IT website be updated for them to make their choices? I believe that was put up already, right, Hector?
We're working on updating that website because it still lists some of their old equipment. But yeah, we're going to be updating that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Some of these were answered already. Okay, so Eugene's asking, what is the process to request the new laptop for non-rollout workstations? We purchased the workstations because the rollout workstations are not powerful enough.
What was the question again? I'm sorry, Romel.
What is the process to request the new laptop for non-rollout workstations? We purchased the workstations because the rollout workstations were not powerful enough.
Well, again, it's the new ones is powerful enough. So I would say, take them and we'll remove your laptop, the desktops that you had, and replace them. So
Jennifer Balderay has a good question regarding the hardware. Do these laptops have a tracking software like Find My Laptop installed?
Hector?
I can answer that. One of the benefits of buying them the way we did this time is that they're automatically enrolled in Jamf, our mobile device management server, and also Intune, which can help locate them.
Here's a good question from Sanjay. Will we start getting laptops by June so that we are ready to go by July 1st? And we should just wait for an email, or can we start reaching out in June for the upgrades?
I would, again, we're receiving them as we come, and we'll send them as soon as possible. We can't guarantee exactly when. So I would say wait for emails, and if there's something that you need to expedite it, let us know.
Sammy's asking, can the keyboard and mice be wireless? I believe they can.
They can be, but I don't know if we are providing them wireless keyboards and mice, right? We are not giving them wireless mice.
We don't
but
have
people can
wireless
put their
keyboards and
own
mice.
wireless keyboards and mice for it.
Vadim's asking, can a laptop be used virtually? Yeah, I believe it's just a matter of placing it on your desk. Yvonne Moore is asking about what about the PST files in Outlook? Will that be transferred to the laptop?
Hector?
The PST files, actually, if you think about it, we're trying to move away from the PST file. Outlook, Exchange Online actually has a really nice archiving feature that I believe, Willie, it's unlimited, right? Storage.
Yes.
So there's no real need to make a PST file anymore. You can put those PST files in your Dropbox account and then access them when you need them, pull them down and use them however you need. But we are hoping that people start relying on the archive, the online archive instead.
Here's a question from Sanjay McDonald. If the laptop is closed and connected to the docking station and the laptop is off, can it be turned on through the docking station?
Those are more power features within the laptop. If you have it set up a certain way, you can have it wake up from touching the keyboard, basically.
Thank you. Diana Ruiz has a good question regarding the Mitel communicator. I have Mitel communicator on the campus laptop. Can I keep it on the new laptop?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Again, Romel, some of the details, one, about file transfer and all this stuff, I think one of the things about applications, we can answer all of them, but I really want them to hold that off because we will help you transfer your apps. We will transfer your, your files. We will help you transfer if you have peripherals. All of those going to happen when a technician contacts you. So I think, we can answer one at a time, but I think for saving up a time, we can say all of those will happen. The answer is yes to everything. So we'll do that. Unless there's something is not possible at that time, the technician will contact us and see what we can do to remedy. But you will have a device, which I'm excited about, that's portable, it's better, and can handle everything you did on your desktop and more. And you can have it available for pandemic use in your home and also return to the campus. So by that, I think we answered most of the questions, Romel, for that. And I want to thank my panel, everyone in IT. And I'd like to thank all of you coming in. This will be recorded. We have Q&A. At any time, you can reach out to any of us and we'll be able to answer your questions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Wonderful. And I can't wait to see everyone with these laptops in their hand coming back to the campus. Take care. Bye-bye.